Right, boys and girls, I just wanted to make a little short video. I've got two things to show you. One is the piston ring tool that I've just bought on eBay, and I'm going to need to make a couple of alterations to this. Basically, what's happening is this is the 180 to 120 millimeter piston ring tool. And I didn't actually measure the ring, the size of the pistons at the time. But what I found with it is I can stretch the ring, the cast iron ring. It will stretch quite a good bit of way. But unfortunately, when I put it over the piston, as you can see, it's got a real job clearing it, even when it's opened up to its maximum, and that's stretching it quite a big bit. These are the old rings. I'm going to have to chamfer a little bit off the edge of the piston, as you can see, at the edge of the tangs, as you can see, to slot it down over the piston. It will actually scratch the side of the piston there. The ring's opened up, as you can see. There's plenty. It's opened the ring up quite a large amount, but unfortunately I can't slide it down the piston without damaging it. So that, although it was only £7.50 odd, it opens the rings up quite a large amount. I'm quite surprised how much it does open the ring up. But unfortunately, it will not slide over the top of the piston, as you can see. It will do some damage there. So I'm going to amend that. I'm going to grind some off the tang so it will fit over. So I'm glad I tried it before with my new rings. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you, I'll just pause the video and then I'll show you the other thing that I wanted to show you. Right, now I've got the bell housing. I've cleaned the bell housing, and what I wanted to show you basically is what's happened with the it must have been making some sort of a horrendous noise. I did drive it very slowly when I went out. I didn't get over 30, but whoever's reassembled the engine, remember I told you in the bell housing that I found a nut in the bell housing. Now you can see that's been going round the bell housing like a bullet. I've just got a torch in there to try and highlight it for you. You can see there's been a nut going round the bell housing as the clutch has been spinning. You can see that's where the clutch cover would have been spinning round, and it's been firing the nut round like a little bullet all around the bottom. You can see it's quite badly beaten up, and that's been going round. Now the people who've rebuilt the engine, I've diagnosed what it was, because the nut that was in there wasn't a clutch release. It wasn't off the clutch itself. It wasn't off the clutch cover, and it wasn't one of the nuts. I originally thought it might have been one of the nuts that fastened the bell housing to the engine end plate. It wasn't one of those nuts either. What it was, I believe, it was a smaller nut, and what's happened is I think somebody's done a job. They've had the engine out, and somehow a nut has got lodged inside the clutch cover from something else. It's dropped in for whatever reason. He might have been, doing a job somewhere else. A nut's dropped in, and he's probably not been able to find it, and it's either found its way inside the bell housing and dropped in out of sight somewhere that he hadn't seen, or it's been in the clutch cover, or it's, when the engine's been apart from the gearbox, it's dropped in. Now that would have been horrendous noise going round. You can see it's chewed it up quite badly. It's not cracked it, fortunately, but yeah, there's some quite deep gouges, because the clearance between the clutch cover and the bell housing is not a great deal of cover. Is not a great deal of clearance, and you can see that nut's been firing round. And on the clutch cover itself, that's also marked up quite badly. I've painted that, there's no point in me showing you that, because that's all been painted up, ready to be reinstalled. So yeah, that's diagnosed another problem. It's diagnosed what was originally causing the guy concern, apart from the fact that the the rocker bush had spun around, this must have been making a horrendous noise, and he would have not realised what it was. He would not have been able to figure that out, because without splitting it you wouldn't know that that was happening. There's quite a nasty gouge there. You see where the nut's been it's obviously been firing around there like a ping pong ball going around. So that's where we are so far. Yeah, the piston ring tool. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the edge off these tangs. They're just a little bit too big, this is obviously a cheap Chinese thing. But if I take the edges off those tangs, and these in particular, where it's just what it was doing was just scoring. You could see where it's just caught the edge of the piston there. And I don't want to damage these pistons, so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to just get the tangs off the pistons, and yeah, my parts. I believe some of my parts have arrived, so I'll be able to post a few more videos later on. That's a new addition to the workshop that I invested in. It's a 20-ton bearing press. That was another thing that I thought I'd buy, simply because there's a few bearings that I can, you know, seals and bearings when I get working on the gearbox. So I thought it was worth my while investing in a bearing press. I don't know how sophisticated this press is. I don't suppose it's as sophisticated as the hydraulic ones, but it's got a little jack on there. It's a 20-ton press. It'll probably do the job. And yeah, so this is where I'm working, guys. There's nothing sophisticated about it. It's I've got my parts laid out there. I've got my little compressor down in that corner. So that's what we're working on right now. I've just spruced it up a little bit over the last couple of days, waiting for some bits. And I bought another shed, another 10x6 shed, to obviously store some of the parts that we've got of my radiator. That's a new radiator, and just a few bits and pieces. So that's what we're working in. The gearbox is down here ready to be worked on when I've completed the engine. So that's where we are at the moment, guys. So I hope you're still finding these videos interesting, and I thank you very much for my new subscribers. I've had quite a few new subscribers, and I'm surprised really, because it's only for amateurs. And I hope you point out the things I'm doing wrong. If I'm doing anything wrong, that's fine. Give us a shout and I'll try and put them right in the next video. So if you're liking them, give us a thumbs up, because it does give me encouragement. And subscribe if you're interested in the Wolseley rebuild. Thank you.